Happy Hump Day, everybody, and welcome back to Brown Bag Bets, powered by BetSperts, who are your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christensen, and back from his brief respite with BetSperts Golf yesterday, Mr. Andy Molitor. How was it yesterday? I haven't had a chance to listen. I was going to catch up actually while I was watching the golf a little bit today because it starts in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, the early tee times are noon Eastern, out of Torrey Pines, north and south. Should be a fun tournament, as it's a beautiful course. It's a beautiful area. Obviously, San Diego is looking much better than my front yard right now. So, no, I'm gonna put that on the other TV while I work on some stuff today. That'll be great. And um, yeah, it's a goofy deal. We're starting on Wednesday, but at this point, it's the only thing that'll get me to watch the final round is like not going up against and it's championship weekend. Like even if you have it on a second screen, you're just not
You'd have an
watching it.
iPad or something.
It's still just like football is king. So it is hard to get super excited about that when it's up against conference championship weekend. But yes, we are John Rahm is doing the thing where he's been very, 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 very good at golf, and now he's coming in at some of these super low prices. So if John Rahm wins, I guess everyone loses. But I took a bunch of shots at him. You can watch that. You don't really have time anymore at this point. The golf is starting, so the outrights. I did add Matsuyama as an outright, and I do believe shit's locked in, so you can't be changing anything. I should see if I have the
You have a live
office.
outright pop up. A lot of places have live.
I may have used Hideki Matsuyama
What it done?
in a one and done spot. So it's kind of a way for me to add him. Like if I have one and done, I'm always going to put a very small bet on that person regardless.
You have
But
to.
this one, the more I looked at it, it's like shit. I need to actually add this for like the normal size bet. So Hideki Matsuyama was my ad this morning. Still be found at 40 around the markets. But I do want to talk about a full tournament head to head, and I actually went through all my full tournament head to heads and went and found the one with the latest tee times combined between the two golfers. And it is my favorite Canadian, one of my favorite Canadians. It's not Kelly, Big Ten Watto.
Kelly
Adam
was probably your favorite Canadian.
Adam Hadwin. Yeah, and I'm putting $10 on this because I'm going to turn it into 10K after I hit 10 more of these or whatever it takes. That's not the case. Don't do that. If you're the odds of winning that many bets in a row, go play some SGPs instead. Go make some parlays. Like, feels like it'll get your hopes up less after you win like 3 bets in 3 days or something. But Adam Hadwin over Wyndham Clark, getting a really nice dog price here at Bookmaker. Both of them. These are actually two of the top 5 best golfers as far as putting on this particular surface, POA goes, which surprised me when I pulled them up specifically to look at it. But just Hadwin's everything but off the tee is a lot better if you're looking across the board at the main statistics. Whereas Wyndham Clark, kind of a bomber. I did use him in some DFS stuff because it's like, hey, I need a guy who can hit the ball a country mile and it's going to be super low owned percentage wise. But as far as betting goes, I would much rather have somebody who is a better approach player here. These are small, tough greens. Not only that, but I think Hadwin is going to be decent around the green as well. So some of the metrics I used this week, just looking specifically at golfers, was a little bit of accuracy because it's been raining a lot in San Diego. It's harder to control that rough, keep it at a nice tight length. The rough is going to be the damn jungle. And it's one of those where it doesn't matter if you hit it way offline or just a little offline, you're in a bad spot. So looking for guys who don't miss the fairways. Adam Hadwin matches that up. He's been better around the green. He's a better ball striker. He's been better at finding scoring opportunities. And basically, it's finally we're playing on a tough course. I need people who can score on the par fives. It's not like last week where it's like, man, my guy needs to like eagle 3 of the par fives throughout the week. Like he needs 4 or 5 eagles to get up there. I need you to birdie the par fives because everything else is so incredibly difficult. And this is actually a tough course. So par five scoring, he ranks 23rd in the field over the last 50 rounds compared to Wyndham Clark down at 53rd, which is still admirable, I guess. But basically, I do believe a lot of the pricing for Clark having him this high is predicated around his drive. He is maybe one of the longest in the field. He may be the longest in the field on average right now. I'll have to check that out. So playing against a bomber a little here with Adam Hadwin. And like I said, this is a full tournament. This is a Wednesday through Saturday bet. So hopefully we just cash it. I usually say Friday, but we can cash bets on Thursdays now. That's nice.
Ooh.
Take that. I'll
It is.
take it.
It's always nice to have that. No, going into the weekend. And there's no way they cash those early, right? You still have to wait till Saturday or Sunday.
Some books do, some books don't.
Ooh.
So it really does depend where you bet. But for the most part, I feel like it's like 70-30 due. They'll just, well, the guy got cut. This bet is over. You win. Almost like a retirement. Like, well, here's your bets. You get it back. So there are some that hold on to it, which is dumb. Like every
Give us our
sports
money
book,
back. We could bet it
every
again.
yeah, every sports book who holds bets longer than they have to is so silly. Just cash that bet. Let me get it rolling. Let me reinvest that. Especially just that's how you make money of sports booking is volume. You want volume, guys. So silly, silly, silly. But you know what else is silly? The NBA.
Going from 10,000 to $10, like Patrick, unfortunately, not believing in
Yeah,
Brock Purdy. I really enjoyed
yeah.
that. Sorry, Pat.
I know I joked about doing that with the. I specifically did the 10K to 10 challenge with only offensive rookie of the year bets, and then it was a joke. Jesus, the finalists come out today, and I find out I don't even have a little bit of hope to like hold on to with Chris Olave. They straight up just said Walker, Wilson, Brock Purdy, who is a rookie of the year finalist. God bless his heart, but I think a little shade towards Olave hurts my heart. So I'll grade one more bet a loser. Two more. Sirianni is not a finalist either.
Right?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't very hopeful on that, but to not be a finalist over Doug and Dable kind of hurts. So, boo, voters. Although the comeback player of the year, we will not be seeing the lineman getting it, despite Peter King voting for the lineman. So, sorry, it is going to be one of the skill position players. And speaking of skill position players, I'm not sure I can name one on either of these teams. The Jazz roster really
You
turned
know at
over.
least one player on the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh yeah, Ja. Never mind. Sorry, Steven.
Easy. Steven
The
Adams.
injured Aquaman. He's there too.
It is funny. I like that he is just like a cooler version of Jason Momoa. Anyway, 10 games in the association tonight. Two bets that I do have. Looking at some of these other games, our Orlando Magic 6-point favorites against the Pacers. Right about where I have it, as long as the Pacers continue to be without Halliburton. My Sixers 5-point favorites over the Nets. I actually thought about laying the 5. The Nets have been pretty putrid, but Kyrie generally does well against the Sixers, a team that still struggles with very offensively capable guards. Producer Dan's Atlanta Hawks just 1.5-point favorites in Oklahoma City, but the Hawks have been great, so not going to get in their way. The Nuggets 8-point underdogs in Milwaukee. Jokic played last night. Maybe he plays again tonight. I don't think you can really touch that game unless you know what's going on there. So you got to wait. Your Minnesota Timberwolves, Andy, 3-point dogs against the Pelicans. Kind of like that, but looks like the Pelicans getting a couple guys back. Brandon Ingram's going to be back tonight, so that'll be fun. The Rockets short dogs, right where I have them. A couple other games, but two bets that I did like. We'll start with the Memphis Grizzlies visiting the Golden State Warriors. I know the Warriors are much better at home than they are on the road, but this Grizzlies team much better than I think the market really has them ranked at this point. There has been some injury issues over the last couple of weeks, but have just about everybody that matters going tonight. Again, great matchup for them. They were good against Golden State last year when Golden State was a better defensive team, and that's really been the big change. The Warriors are, I think, 22, 23rd ranked in terms of defense this year after being top 5 pretty much all season, and they really struggle. And again, they've been good at home, but as you start to look back at a lot of those games, it's against poor competition. The Grizzlies, again, you've heard John Morant, whether you really think or not he should be as confident as he is. I love the way that they're approaching the season. They've been really good against some of the better competition, and this has got to be a game they have circled. And again, regardless of kind of all that qualitative stuff, had this game much closer to a pick 'em, maybe the Warriors -1, 1.5. So being able to hit the Grizzlies here, not only with 3, but to catch the hook there with the possession is always nice. So give me Grizzlies plus 3.5 and play again anything 3 or higher. And then the Utah Jazz, a team that really needs all of its parts and finally have everything back. Lauri Markkanen has been fantastic this year. He's going to be an all-star probably, should be a candidate for most improved, stuff like that. And whenever he's on the floor, this Jazz team has been really great. On the other side of the ball, the Portland Trailblazers started hot this year. Again, generally are a little bit better at home, but I don't understand them as 4-point favorites in this game where, again, similar to the Warriors matchup, have Portland maybe a 1.5 point favorite. So to be able to get a Jazz team here +4 that's been playing great basketball, everyone's finally healthy here. Could even make a case if you look at a short enough time period, the Jazz should be short favorites in this spot. So give me the Grizzlies +3.5, the Jazz +4, and it'll take advantage of a little bit of overreaction to some of these home teams. And honestly, the way home, and it could just be at this point, Andy, home teams have been spectacular this year for whatever reason. So maybe I haven't caught up with that, or maybe the market's overreacted a little bit, but give me both road dogs.
Have you seen it in the reffing, or is it just overall performance? You know, the ref factor, the friendly home whistle, or is it like are you seeing it in a disparity in like free throw splits from home to road, or is there something going on with that?
I'd have to go back. I didn't see nothing really stuck out from that. That's a little hard to tell. I mean, you can look at
Yeah,
kind of free throw rates for teams, and I don't see anything that really sticks out there. Again, I think it just has to do with some of the travel advantages that we've had this year.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
if you blind bet every home team this year, you're up 10 units, which is kind of nuts.
Wow, I should have done that. That should have been my strategy. Jesus, I'd be up
It is really
more
that easy.
units than
But
I am. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
home
that
teams
easy, folks.
+10, road teams -72.
Oh, whoa. Well, let's take two road teams. It'll bounce back. It's
We're
called
due.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, we're doing now. It's an equilibrium. We're gonna find our way back. Find your way back. It's a Starship song. College hoops. I didn't have anything yesterday. It wasn't that I was lazy or busy, which both were true. Mostly busy. Ron is deep at work on a tool that we're going to be rolling out over at Betsports Golf. So I actually filled in on the DFS show as well. And boy, you think I'm in over my head on some stuff. That was for sure. Thankfully, we had Byron, the model maniac, to talk about it. He knows a lot more about DFS than I. I did put some lineups together though. Like you
You
can't
kept
go
it
on a
under 3
show.
hours, right?
Yeah, you can't. Oh God, yeah, it was 40 minutes. You can't go on a show, bullshit your way through DFS and not play DFS. So I did put some lineups together. I entered more contests than I would have liked to. And then Matt Lawrence, real quick before I get to hoops, asking first round leader stuff. It's tough on the South course. I kind of like Aaron Rye on the North course. I think you'd probably find 70, 75 on that. And then
Do they have first
JJ.
round leader odds?
So they did it the same as last week. They'll do it by course. So they have
Oh,
it
I didn't see him anywhere last week.
only players on. Well, last week they did only players on this course, only players on this course. So the numbers are smaller because it's a pool of 50. But
Half the
Aaron
field.
Wright and maybe JJ Spawn. I feel like I didn't love his outright price, and I don't have any bets on him yet. And I have him so high in my numbers. It's just the matchups he was given I didn't love, and I didn't love his outright price here. So maybe JJ Spawn as a first round leader. I'm gonna go find that and play that while I'm talking here. As we're gonna take a 3-minute commercial break here while I go find golf odds. But yeah, it did seem like we'll probably have the same thing next week too, when we head to the AT&T as they play on the Monterey, and then they'll play on Pebble.
I didn't realize
And
we had
go,
this many multi-course tournaments. When did
yeah,
this happen?
it's essentially like 3 in a row here, and then we
Get him
pretty
out of the
much
way.
get done with it. God, JJ Spawn's number sucks for first round leader too. Maybe this is why I'm staying away. And God, the Aaron Rye number isn't even good. Is this a place that doesn't? Oh, these are. I don't think these are dead heat. I think these might just pay in full because these numbers suck butt. But anyway, yeah, I'll do some Aaron Ryan, some JJ Spawn, and then somebody says in Monty we trust. Yeah, I don't hate that either. That's the other course, I believe. So, and then college hoops, some underdogs for me, as is tradition.
Never
The
heard of the
first
second
one,
team. I didn't know there was a Maine University.
Maine, the Bears. It is a very good hockey team. They've
Mm.
always had a good hockey team, I believe. They've gotten into some. NCAA tournaments, obviously up there, and yeah, it is. It's an American East team, so smaller conference. They're heading down the coast to take on the UMass Lowell Riverhawks down in Lowell, Mass, and kind of almost completely predicated on how poorly Lowell takes care of the ball. I think they're 332nd in the nation at turnover rate. That's pretty bad for a team that's supposedly good. They're 17-4. They should have something to say about who wins the America East tournament. But they turned the ball over at an incredible rate, and they didn't even have a tough. Some of these you see it and be like, oh, well, it was a small school, and they played a bunch of really good teams in non-conference, and that jacked up all their stats. Literally, the best team they played non-conference they played Rutgers. I take it back. I almost said Brown. They played one game against Rutgers, which is a good team, maybe great. And then your next best game played non-conference was Brown from the Ivy League, the 200 and something ranked team in the country. So they didn't play a lot of competition. They still are just fiddle fucking around, turning the ball over quite a bit. Decent offensive rebounding team. The defense could be a little better to get them there if they want to win the AE, but fading them with the Maine Bears. Yeah, I didn't even do these in order, honestly. So maybe I should do the next one. I'll start at the top again, heading to the Hot Atlantic 10. My George Mason, God, they're like the Star Bisons, Patriots. I'm thinking Howard for some reason, but yeah, the Patriots taking on VCU. George Mason is actually one of the better offensive teams, all things considered, the Atlantic 10. I wish they made their free throws. That kind of bothers me at the end of game thing. But the thing about underdogs is they're not usually asked to make free throws in late situations. They're asked to make threes and quick buckets. So I kind of hold free throw percentage against favorites a little heavier, even though if you could make more than 63% of your free throws in conference, that would be great, guys. And then VCU is maybe the same story. They are the 330th ranked team in the country as far as turnover rate percentage. Little tougher non-conference schedule, but I think you should be expecting a little more out of a team that's in the top 100 here. Decent defense, offense has a little bit leaves a little bit wanting. Getting 8 points feels pretty good here. And then the final one is the New Jersey Institute of Technology. Sorry if you wanted to bet this and you live in New Jersey, because I don't think you can. I think that's just a straight up rule. They are also now in the America East. This is the best 3-point shooting team in the conference so far. And they actually they didn't play nearly as cupcake of a schedule again, going to the schedule and non-conference schedule as the University of Maryland Baltimore County Retrievers. You guys probably remember them from the tournament a couple years ago. This is the best offense in the America East and one of the worst defenses. It's all gas, no brakes. I don't love that sometimes against a plucky underdog that can shoot a 3-ball. And again, they do struggle a little at getting to the line, and they don't shoot the 3 very well. So looking for the 3s to carry me home with the Highlanders, because in that game, as far as covers, there can be no push because we got the hook. It's 5.5. There can be only one. Let's go Highlanders, and let's head down under. Where the tennis has been good. Maybe not the Magda. The Magda match sucked. Although it'll be funny if she just keeps winning somehow. Bigger test in front of her this evening into the morning. When are these matches?
Very early. I think we're looking at like 3:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. So gonna have to wake up early if you want to catch these, or stay up very late. Yeah, it's been a great tournament. I mean, I'm excited for what I think the final's going to be. But we're down to just 2 matches here. No bets for me in either one of these matches, but starting to look at both of them, getting a opinion together. I mean, I'll let her right back in here. Minus 195. I have her closer to minus 225, 230 in this spot, but honestly, I'm kind of sick of losing money betting against Victoria Azarenka. She's played some solid matches. I do feel like a couple spots she got a little bit lucky, but that's fine. I mean, that's what a lot of tennis is about. That's what surviving 2 weeks of a Grand Slam is about, making those opportunities. And she's been pretty solid here again. Hard for me to see what she does better than Elena here in this match. So have her as a pretty solid favorite. Nothing I'm looking at there, but going to wait and see. At some point, I will have either an under or a Sabalenka spread bet here in the Magdalene Sabalenka match. I'm looking at -5 right now, about plus 100. The totals at an expensive 20.5, a cheap 20, and it continues to move against Sabalenka. She opened closer, actually, to -5.5. This -5 was pretty juicy when it first opened, and Lynette here continues to get bet, which I get. I mean, if you start to update some of your numbers for how she's played the last 2 weeks, has put up some good numbers, has wins against some very solid players, but hard to really go through and rate them. I mean, Pliskova was pitiful last night. We talked about Garcia and how she kind of handed that match away. It was a good, I mean, Lynette was great against Alexandrova. She beat Kontaveit in 3, but Annette's been really beat up this year. So I think really just given how good Sabalenka has been, happy to bet against her. And if she wins this match, it's going to be pretty comfortably. I mean, Lynette, again, she's been sneaky. She's let some of these women implode on themselves and lose matches. But unless Sabalenka does that, I really don't understand how Lynette is able to be the better tennis player. They've played a couple times already, only twice. And again, both have been blowouts. Sabalenka will be in total control of this match. So at some point, we'll probably bet her spread in the under, but going to continue to wait. I mean, if we get a chance to bet 4.5 at standard juice, awesome. Go ahead and scoop that up. If you get to bet, 20.5 at standard juice on the under, go ahead and scoop that up too. So I'm waiting for now, but we'll see. It should be 2 great matches that I'll probably just get up and watch replays of.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I think my dog is sleeping all day and then he wants to stay up all night. I didn't get a great night's sleep. That little turd wanted to go outside like 5 times. The wife handled a lot of it, but my goodness. So we need to
Night, though? Probably boring for them.
It is boring. Like he needs to play more during the day. We need to figure something out. Maybe I need to hire a dog runner around her. Either way, that's the show. Hope you enjoyed it. We even got to a little extra with some first round leader stuff. I will check you guys tomorrow. We'll do some more gambling. Deep dive tonight. Only 2 games, so I might get on Twitter and solicit some extra topics if there's anything you guys want us to go over. I know we'll touch on the awards because of the finalists being announced today. We'll go over the Super Bowl MVP stuff a little bit. We'll talk about the hypothetical lines for the Super Bowl. Fuck, actually, that sounds like a whole show. You guys get nothing. That's it. No extras. That's an hour and a half right there, guys. I got to get home to my family at some point. So thanks for joining us. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. Thanks to Alex for joining. As always, thanks to producer Dan, and we'll see you tomorrow.